Polycephaly is a condition where an animal is born with two heads, seen as both a blessing and a curse by different cultures. Regardless, it's still considered weird in general. Chopping sticks. In Brandon, Mississippi, an extremely rare case of the oddities of nature has occurred. Blake Chenault, a reptile enthusiast who owns and takes care of his reptile babies at home, finds the unexpected when one of his turtle eggs hatched. Upon hatching, what was supposed to be two twins became one, chops and sticks. The twins' embryos had failed to separate completely, leaving the duo to share a singular body. Despite this, Blake's loving home provided them with a safe place to come into the world. In the wild, being born is like entering a battlefield, but Chops and Sticks were spared from this harsh reality. Blake then named the tiny duo Chop and Sticks. Aside from the two heads and the unusual pattern on their shells, Chops and Sticks live healthy and normal lives in their Mississippi home with their owner. Two-headed cardinal.
God, look at this poor thing. There's an oddity if I ever saw one.
An oddity you would see in a carnival freak show. A baby cardinal bird with two heads and three beaks. April Britt, a woman from Boston, was curious about the flock of adult cardinals flying around her property. Then some Monday morning, she went out to investigate. As she went to her yard, she noticed a strange sight, a deformed chick sitting on a branch of a tree. Upon closer inspection, she realized that it had two heads that weren't quite separated, and even more bizarrely, three whole beaks. Britt stated that an adult cardinal kept feeding its baby chick, but as the chick grows older, its survival is uncertain. The Massachusetts Audubon Society states that wild animals with abnormalities such as this typically have a shorter lifespan. Two-headed arbor porpoise. A group of Dutch fishermen made an incredible discovery while fishing in the North Sea. While trawling the waters off of Hoek van Holland, they accidentally caught a two-headed porpoise, a rare occurrence that had never been documented before. This conjoined twin porpoise, found on May 30th, is believed to be the first of its kind ever found. The fishermen, unsure of the legality of keeping the animal, took some photographs before returning it to the ocean. These photographs will be used by scientists to learn more about the phenomenon of partial twinning in marine life. Experts have already determined that the porpoise was a newborn male and died shortly after birth due to the lack of stiffness in its tail, which is necessary for swimming. They also noted that the porpoise's head had small hairs on the upper lip, which should have fallen out shortly after birth, and the body still had an umbilical opening. Two-headed goat.
That's mommy's two-headed goat right there.
Wisconsin farmers were taken aback when Jocelyn Noeske, a local farmer, went to inspect their barn after their goat had given birth. The farmers were unaware of the surprise that was waiting for them, though. As Noeske examined the newborn goat, she noticed something quite peculiar. The baby had been born with two heads, yet there were no complications during the birth. Due to this unusual feature, she named the kid Janus after the Roman god who was depicted with two faces. Janus, or Janus, the goat, is a unique and rare case. It's currently unknown what caused this condition or if it's life-threatening. However, despite this, Janus seems to be as curious and energetic as any other newborn goat. The farmers in Noeske are closely monitoring Janus's development and health and are working with experts to learn more about this rare condition. Many people have been fascinated by Janus and its unique condition. Some cultures believe that it is a blessing, while others think it is a curse. Regardless of what people think, one thing is certain, and that is creatures with this condition truly are strange and unusual. Scientists are hoping to learn more about partial twinning in animals through Janus's case, and more research is being done to understand more about Janus and this condition. Two-headed bearded dragon. This uniquely freakish-looking pet, a two-headed bearded dragon, was born in China in late 2015. It caught the attention of the Venice Beach Freak Show, who were immediately interested in acquiring the creature. They contacted the shop where it was being kept and quickly made a deal to bring the dragon to Los Angeles. The two-headed bearded dragon arrived in Los Angeles shortly after the transaction was completed and has been doing incredibly well since. The Venice Beach Freak Show has footage of the dragon running on grass, displaying its agility and energy. The creature is a rare and unusual sight, drawing in crowds at the freak show. Its unique appearance has made it a popular attraction, and the owners have no regret in acquiring it. The dragon seems to be healthy and active. The owners of the Venice Beach Freak Show are closely monitoring the dragon's development and health and are working with experts to learn more about this rare condition. Two-headed lamb. In a small village in Ghana, Africa, a farmer was astounded when he came across a newborn lamb that had an extraordinary condition. You can guess it, it was born with two heads. The farmer, who was chosen to stay anonymous, was conducting his routine checkup on his flock when he stumbled upon this unusual creature. Upon observing the lamb, the farmer noticed that it seemed to be in good health and was able to move and feed from both heads. This is a rare and bizarre occurrence, as it is not common to see animals born with such a condition. The farmer stated that he had never seen anything like this before and that it was a very rare occurrence. The village was divided with ideas of superstition as to what this occurrence could possibly mean. Some say it was a bad omen and something like a curse is coming for them, while others say it was a blessing from God. Despite all this, the farmer kept the lamb until it died shortly after its birth. Two-headed piglet. Residents of the village of Calian, located in the Philippines, were left in awe when a rare piglet was born with 2 heads, 2 snouts, and 3 eyes. The footage, captured on January 31st, shows the piglet named Clara being held by its owner, Adelita Dalipe. According to Dalipe, the piglet was born to one of her sows and appeared to be healthy and active. However, due to its unique features, she decided to keep it in a separate enclosure for its own safety. The villagers have been fascinated by the piglet's unusual appearance, and many have come to visit it. This is a rare and unusual case that was never before seen in the area. It's a mystery how it came to be and has become a sensation around the area, but no one knows if its condition will have any impact on the piglet's survival. However, despite this, the piglet appears to be healthy, kicking around with a cute squeal. Two-headed calf. On September 16, 2016, a very special gift was brought to the world. Lucky, a two-headed calf, was born on a Kentucky farm weighing 90 pounds, the average weight of a normal newborn calf. Lucky was struggling to survive due to her deformed mouth, which made it difficult for her to eat, resulting in slow weight gain. Fortunately, her owners and the community have come together to help her get cleft palate surgery at the University of Illinois. Unfortunately, 2 days before the surgery, Lucky seemed to have lost her appetite and stopped eating entirely. Her owner then tried desperately to take her to the vet the next day, but she sadly passed away before they could make it. Despite her short life of only about 108 days, Lucky achieved the remarkable feat of being the longest surviving calf born with 2 faces, surpassing the previous record holder who only survived 40. Two-headed kitty.
To most people meeting Frank and Louie for the first time, he looks like an ordinary cat.
Frank and Louie, a cat born with 2 faces, has earned a spot as the longest-lived Janus cat in the new edition of the Guinness World Records. Janus cats, named after the Roman god with 2 faces, are extremely rare and seldom live more than a few days after being born. Often they die within hours. But Frank and Louie, under the dedicated care of his owner, Marty Stevens, has surpassed expectations by reaching the age of 12. Frank and Louie, owned by a Worcester woman named Marty Stevens, was brought to Tufts Veterinary Clinic to be euthanized when he was just 1 day old. Marty, who was a veterinary nurse at the time, offered to take him home. The prognosis was not good, but under Marty's care, Frank and Louie have thrived. Frank and Louie have 2 mouths, 2 noses, and 2 normal eyes with 1 larger, non-functioning eye in the center. Despite the unusual appearance, the cat has 1 head and 1 brain, so the faces react in unison and not as separate entities. Additionally, they only need 1 can of food a day, as the cat's right side or Frank's side is connected to an esophagus while Louie's isn't. The cat's unique appearance often draws a shocked reaction from onlookers, but that first impression quickly fades. If you look at the cat from the left, he looks completely normal. Look at him from the right, and he does as well. It's only when you look straight at him that you can see how unusual he really is. Two-headed snake. A two-headed snake, now about 10 months old and measuring 1 foot in length, has recently been discovered. This rare reptile has 2 brains but shares a respiratory system, body, and digestive tract. The snake is being cared for by Janus, a 39-year-old wildlife educator with over 20 years of experience. Janus refers to the snakes as the twins and notes that both heads can be quite feisty. According to Janus, two-headed snakes are extremely rare and often do not survive in the wild. This snake, however, was rescued and is being cared for in captivity. The unique condition of having 2 heads is caused by the incomplete separation of the fertilized egg. This is a rare occurrence in the wild, and as a result, these animals often have a short lifespan. See you all next time!